2 years. It has been 2 whole years since I got Tahiti, my 04 Tahoe from auction. And I wasn't really planning on making this video. This is supposed to be the reveal of my new beater kind of sidecar that I can drive while we continue to upgrade Tahiti. But I just realized that it is the 2-year anniversary. I actually got this thing a couple of days before Thanksgiving 2 years ago, and I figured it is absolutely filthy. She did such a great job this weekend. Let's pamper her a little bit, clean her up. I'm going to give you guys an update on some of the mods I did as far as the headlights, the taillights, the badges, because I get questions all the time how those are holding up. And this thing is outside 24/7. It's outside in the snow, in the rain, in the summer, in the hot, in the cold. It doesn't get in a garage. I don't have a garage that'll really fit it. So yeah, it's a pretty good test to see how those things are actually holding up, because they were from eBay and they were pretty damn cheap. But basically this weekend we took the Camaro up to Atco Dragway. First time at the track with the new setup. And it did really good time. That's going to be a separate video. I did a lot of work on that car this year, and you guys deserve to see how fast it went, you know, how those mods paid off. So that video is probably going to be coming out next. But yeah, this was supposed to be the video on my new commuter car, and once I realized that, I had to make a Tahiti video for you guys. But basically we went up to the track, an hour and a half each direction. Next day we immediately went up to Dartmouth, Massachusetts. That's where I picked the new car up. That's a 4-hour drive either direction, a little over 200 miles, a little over 200 miles each direction. All in all, she towed about 600 miles with the trailer and a car on the back, and absolutely no problems. The transmission feels great. We put a water pump in it just a week ago, and absolutely no issues. Temperature didn't go over 210 ever, no leaks, coolant level still perfect, and she actually rolled over 236,000 miles along the way this past weekend. So today, yeah, we're gonna clean her up. You can see we got quite a bit of brake dust, and it's funny because the U-Haul trailer that they gave me, I didn't realize it, but it didn't have brakes. Once I got to the track with the Camaro, I unloaded the car and I realized one of the brake lines or brake hoses were just hanging under the trailer, and there was like a puddle of brake fluid. So her brakes were working extra hard this past weekend, and I am glad I put the Gen 3s on there, because I don't know how this would have stopped if I didn't have bigger brakes on there, especially since I was towing the Camaro, which is about 3,700 pounds plus the 2,000 pounds of the trailer. It could have got a little sketchy if I still had the factory brakes on there. But anyway, let's head back over to the driveway where I first introduced her to you guys. We're gonna get her all cleaned up, and I'll give you guys a tour of the mods I did and how the interior is holding up, because it's been about 2 years since I cleaned it, and you might want to see how clean it still is. All right, so the exterior cleaning is done. It's time for a 2-year update. So unfortunately, I don't have time to completely polish out the paint, apply a wax. I gotta be at work in like an hour or two. So for now, we're just gonna do, you know, just a basic outside cleaning. I got the wheels cleaned up really good, put a little tire shine on it. There's a few things I do need to address. A lot of you guys always comment on the plastics being faded. I actually used back to black on these and they were good for a while, then they got a little dull. But these things were always gray because people tell me to use the back to black and darken them up, whatever. They're gray no matter what. In fact, I got a little tire shine on here and that's basically what it looks like. That's how it is now. That's what it's like when you put the back to black on it. So it doesn't actually turn really dark. They were gray from the factory. And over here, I have some kind of goo. I don't know what the hell this is I ran over. I haven't got a chance to try to remove it. I might try a little diesel fuel on it. The bug and tar remover didn't work, but this is all the same stuff. So basically, I'm gonna go around, kind of give you guys a damage report or a battle scar report over the 2 years I had it, and then I'll get to the headlights and the taillights and the badges. Basically, everything is pretty much the same. The paint is in great condition still. There's no clear coat flaking anywhere. It's still very, very shiny. I actually haven't buffed it out or waxed it since last year, and it still looks really good. The water actually beads up really good still. For the battle scars, I got a scratch here that was 100% my fault. When I pulled into the garage, and I used to have the fold-up table where the workbench is now, I went a little too far, and the top of the table, there's like a bracket underneath that folds the table up. The bumper went, it was like the perfect height where it went right under it and scratched it. And I'm planning on doing a repair on this. I got touch-up paint. I was going to repair it, blend it, buff it out, sand it, kind of show you guys how to use touch-up paint to really hide scratches like that. So that's the first thing. And the second thing that pissed me off as well, right back here, when I used to have the Camaro's old engine sitting in the corner where the press is, I backed into the side of it and the head scratched it, and it's slightly dinged, and I got touch-up paint. You can see that matches pretty well. I just threw it on there so it's not as noticeable and it doesn't rust. But once again, we're probably going to fill this a little bit with a little primer, a little paint, try to blend it in a little better than that. But overall, those are the only two things that have happened since I got this thing. Everything else is pretty much exactly the same. Paint looks great. No other new dings or anything like that. These tires have been great. These wheels have been great. And for the headlights and the badges, these headlights are actually holding up incredibly well. I literally just washed the thing 15 minutes ago. We have no water that got into the lenses. There's no haziness. They didn't turn yellow. Absolutely nothing. So these are holding up great. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find them on eBay. The link that I had in the description for the video has expired, so I can't find the exact ones. There are similar ones, but these that I did install that were on eBay, and I'm sure they're all made of the same stuff, you know, regardless if you don't get the exact style this is, if it's a little different. So huge success with the headlights. Coming around back, the taillights, same story. They work without an issue. The finish looks just as good as day one. They're not hazy. All the LEDs work. The third brake light, it looks like, I don't know. It looks like maybe it's a little bit yellow, but it does still work. And yeah, all the lighting has been a success. Now, the part, if you haven't noticed already, that was the biggest letdown, which I really wasn't expecting. I thought the headlights were gonna suck. These badges are terrible. I thought they were genuine GM. Maybe they're not. You could see this used to be black. It completely just turned white, this milky white. And I contemplated coming in here, maybe trying to, with a touch of paint, doing that black again. I'm probably just gonna pull them off and leave them off for now. But yeah, I was surprised it actually did that. And going back to the Chevrolet, which also, I was pretty sure was a genuine GM part, it lost its glossy finish, and you can see it's just kind of dull now. For some reason, the E still has some shine to it, and all the other letters are dull. But I could probably just come in here when I buff the body out and do the paint correction for this year, or the, not the paint correction, the polishing for the year, And then when I wax it, I'll probably just hit this with the buffer, and the shine will probably come back to this. But for the Z71 badges, I'm pretty sure they're too far gone. But other than that, the center caps I got off of eBay, those are doing great. The lug nut caps are doing great. The wheels, obviously, they're OEM newer Z71 wheels, so they shouldn't have an issue. And I do still have air in the back suspension when I have the trailer hooked up. That's why it's not sitting level like when I put the lowering springs in the back. But overall, this thing has been phenomenal. Yeah, I had to do the transmission. I blew reverse out, whatever. Before that, it was shifting without an issue. But once again, it's something I did myself, something that didn't cost too much money. And hell, it's got 236,000 miles on it, but the transmission is essentially brand new, and the engine has been 110%. Aside from the normal maintenance that we initially did on it, the spark plugs, the wires, the intake gaskets, and the water pump last week, I haven't had any issues with it. We did the oil pan too at one point in there, but mechanically, it's been great, knock on wood. Like, no problems at all. Plenty of power. And yeah, I've actually been really happy with this thing. Coming inside, this is the update for the cleaning video. I didn't clean the inside when I did the outside now, so this is gonna show you exactly how I have it. Keep in mind, this thing hasn't been washed for over a month. But coming inside, the steering wheel, it's actually doing really great. Airbag looks good. All these switches look great. Radio has been absolutely fantastic, and I'm actually probably gonna put that radio in the new car, and I'm gonna probably upgrade this radio. Headliner still needs to be done. Just one of those things where I got to pull, you know, a lot of the interior trim panels down, pull the thing out. It's going to be a little bit of production, and I'm putting a little special twist on it. So now that I do have that new car, that's going to allow me to finally break into this. And I am working with Tune Time Performance, where we're going to do some tuning stuff and some engine stuff, like relatively soon, maybe the beginning of next year. It's not too far out. There's just a few maintenance things I want to take care of on the engine, just preventative kind of things before we actually go and do that. But yeah, it has 236,501 miles right now. We have absolutely no lights. I haven't gotten a check engine light since I think I made the radio video when I had an oxygen sensor code, and we've put 26,500 miles on it since I bought it. Got it at auction with 210. You can see everything looks great. Coolant temp, oil, absolutely no issues. Heated seats work great. And unfortunately, the this I still have to replace. The leather seats that I got from the seat shop, which are incredible and they're holding up fantastic. Unfortunately, I got them friggin' dirty again because I am a mechanic as my main job. And I'm too lazy to clean my to change my pants before I leave. And I think I'm gonna clean this one more time. I probably cleaned this 2 or 3 times already, and I'm gonna get one of those, like I think Dickies or Carhartt makes a seat cover, like kind of a thick material, and kind of throw it on here. The thing that sucks is the seat belt's in here, so I'd have to like cut a hole in it, or maybe just put a piece of plastic on it when I go to work. But other than that, you know, the passenger seat is nice and clean, looks great. The charging pad from Boost Auto Parts is great, has been working fine. And yeah, everything really has been awesome. I think the biggest thing that changed in here, the carpet, it's holding up good. It has a few stains. You can see it is nowhere near how it originally was in that first video. I got a little grease here by putting parts in the back. I got this little cooler that fits friggin' perfectly in here. I always leave it here. I could reach back, grab a drink if I go on a road trip. Back seats, nothing really changed. They're still the same. I'm going to probably recover these when we do the headliner and eventually the carpet. I haven't really been too careful with the carpet because I am planning on completely pulling it out. You can see it's a little dirtier than it was, but once again, still not nearly as bad. Doesn't smell at all as when I first got it from auction. A few grease stains. You can see it needs a little vacuum, but really nothing crazy. And when I actually do change the carpet, I'm gonna get the WeatherTech, the back mat that goes in the back, as well as the floor mat, so everything's gonna be really covered. And yeah, we'll do the headliner, and basically the entire interior on this thing is gonna get overhauled. And eventually, I think we'll do a stereo eventually, like speakers and subs and everything. But we got a lot of projects I'm juggling at the moment. Trans Am, I have the motor mount stuff coming in for that car, so yeah, the Trans Am's gonna be coming back. But this is my update on Tahiti. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I talked a little bit on this, but I really want to give you guys some updates because I have been getting a lot of questions. And the funny thing is, when I first got this thing, and that video, that's like my top video, it's got almost 2 million views, I think, on the cleaning of this thing. I got so many comments where people are like, your car's filthy, this is ridiculous. And I guess they didn't understand that I bought it and they thought I just drove around with my car covered in filth, and then one day I just randomly decided to clean it. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. And you can see, well, I'm keeping it pretty clean, and overall for 2 years and just outside the whole time, the body is still doing just absolutely great. But I'm gonna do my best to get this video up to you guys for Thanksgiving Day. If it's not Thanksgiving Day, I missed my mark, but I am gonna get it up on the weekend for you. And I hope you guys do have a great Thanksgiving, and if you already had it, I hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving. And yeah, next video, we're gonna hit the track with the Camaro because I have that footage and I do want to get that video out. We did a lot of work on that car and I wanted to show you guys the numbers. But as usual, if you guys enjoyed this Tahoe video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up because I have a lot of stuff in store with this. And we're actually gonna be doing the new car in a few videos coming up. I'm limiting it to like 3 videos, an introduction. We're gonna do a full detail, basically everything we did on this, the cleaning, the paint correction, the shampooing, and then that's gonna be it. Tahiti's gonna be able to go down for a few days, few weeks. I could do the repairs I need to do, the headliner, and yeah, having that second car is gonna be a huge help because that is gonna bring you guys a hell of a lot more content on this than just little cleaning and like simple kind of things like that. But once again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you in a few days.